In today's video, I'm going to show you the right way to use ChatGPT with n8n, specifically with the code node and the execute command node. If you have ever looked at those two nodes and thought, yeah, that looks a bit too technical for me, you're not alone. But here's the truth, you can use them without knowing how to code. And today I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to write those code snippets for you so you can build more advanced, flexible automations with confidence. And yes, there are tutorials out there telling you to just copy a workflow screenshots into ChatGPT or Claude and have it build the workflow for you. But let's be honest, that doesn't really work. At least not well enough to build systems that actually run in production. I get it, we all want free templates, but if you're just copying and pasting workflows without understanding what's inside it's doing, you're not actually improving. That's why we have decided to keep some of our more advanced and ready to sell templates inside the premium community, because we know it's overwhelming to learn this stuff alone, and this kind of one-on-one tech support we offer now is actually what I wished I had when I was figuring out n8n for myself. So if you're ready to learn and build more advanced workflows and start selling them without being a programmer, this video is for you. We're going to build the code nodes without learning how to code, and you're going to understand why it works, not just how to copy it. So let's dive in. Alright, so let's get started. For this workflow, it is our receipt automation workflow. We can see the Telegram trigger, which is for uploading our image for the receipt, and we have the image analyzer using OpenAI GPT-4o image recognition. Then we are going to use this node, which is called code, and we are going to teach you guys how you can actually use AI to write this code. You don't need to understand or you don't need to know how to write this JavaScript. We can actually use natural language and ask AI to generate for us. So the purpose for us to have this code node is because we have this content from a previous node, and this is not the format that we want, because when we use it directly, let's try to remove this, and let's try to connect this, and then when we try to map automatically, we can see the contents like this. It is not in the format that we want. So we need to have that code node to help us to improve the formatting for this content output. So we are going to add this code node here. Alright, so we can connect it again like this. And again, we don't need to understand what it is. We can just go to Ask AI. We can say, I got the content like this, and we can just copy this, for example this, and then just copy, and then we can put something ... and also this expand state. Alright, and also we can put ... and more. Okay, so we got the content format like this. Then what we're going to do, we would like to ask the AI to help us do the following: remove this 3 symbol, and then remove this as well. Basically just copy and paste this, and also this part. Alright, then we are going to have the third instruction, which is to turn it into clean data. The fourth one, so that I can send it to Google Sheets. So we can click generate code, generate replace code. Alright, so we have this, and then we can click test step. Then we can click test step for this node as well. Great, so we got the well-formatted data. So, and some of us may ask, hey Andy, I don't have this Ask AI feature, or I can use it, or I don't want to use it. Is there any way to do this? Of course, we can use the same command, just copy this same command and go to ChatGPT, and then try to ask this ChatGPT to generate the JavaScript run. Generate a JavaScript code for me to do the following. Alright, so the reason why we are writing JavaScript is because this code node is using JavaScript. So we can just talk to ChatGPT like that. Okay, then we can wait for the ChatGPT. Okay, we can just copy this and then try to remove this, paste it, test that. Great, we got the well formatted as well, and we can click test that for this. Great. So in both ways, either ask AI in this note, or you can just go to ChatGPT, list out your instruction. For example, ask this ChatGPT to generate the JavaScript code to do the following tasks. Both ways works. Alright, then I'm going to do another demo for you. Alright, so this is the code note, how you can actually use AI to help you write the code inside with no code. Then I'm not going to explain the rest of the notes because we explained in our previous tutorials. I'm going to add the link below for the description. And the next note I'm going to talk about is this execute command. We can search for the node called execute command, but please be aware that it is available in our local host. You cannot search it on n8n cloud. We cannot search it here, execute command. There's no execute command here. Alright, then we are going to use localhost for this demo. And this workflow, it is our previous workflow, which is about the horror story that you can actually generate easily with FFmpeg, Kokoro, and you don't need to use any cost for that because we are going to use Kokoro, which is an open source model, and then you're trying to use the Flux image free version. And then we are going to use FFmpeg, generate the video automatically in our local host. And today I'm not going to share with you how we are going to build all the previous note one by one. I'm going to emphasize on how we can actually generate this command easily with ChatGPT. You don't need to learn or you don't need to know how to code, but you can still able or manage to generate the command like this. Okay, so let's take a look at the image that we generated before. This is the image we have, and for this node we are going to use this execute command node to download the YouTube BGM. And how are we going to generate this command? We can actually go to ChatGPT. Then we can input the prompt like this: generate a shell command using yt-dlp. Okay, if you want to learn more about yt-dlp, I'm also attaching the tutorial video below for this horror story. And then to download and extract audio from a YouTube video. Alright, then we can list out the criteria. The output should be an MP3 format, and the file should be saved as horror bgm.mp3 in the current directory. Then last but not least, we have this URL. Use the YouTube URL, this one. Okay, so we can actually copy this URL. Okay, paste it here. Then we can actually try to ask ChatGPT to generate this shell command for us. Great, so we can actually copy this. If you want to learn more about what it means for this code, we can see this is for extracting the audio only, and this is for converting to MP3 format, and this is for saving the file as this name. Alright, and this is just the URL. Then we can just copy, and then we can actually click expression, enlarge, and try to place it here. Then we can click test step. Done, it's all done. The next step, we are going to create the video by combining the BGM and also the Flux image and also the audio we created with Kokoro. And then we can actually And for this FFmpeg code, you don't need to know how to write this. We can also generate this with ChatGPT. So let's try to remove all first. And then we can actually go to ChatGPT and ask, generate an FFmpeg command that, okay, first use a static image called, we can actually go back to see what's the image name. It's called this is the image name. Then we can paste it here. Call this as the video background. Then add 2 audio tracks, and we can actually go to the voice, and then this is the audio. Copy this one, which is the main voice and BGM. Alright, so this is the BGM. It should be in MP3, so we can just copy this and .mp3. Okay, which is the background music. Then we are going to lower the background music volume to just 5% of the original volume, and we are going to mix both audio tracks together, and we're going to scale the image to this dimension resolution, and then we'll crop to this dimension, because we are going to make a long video. This is the dimension that we want while maintaining aspect ratio. Next, for demo purpose, we just want this video to just last for 5 seconds. And we are going to output .mp4. We can just enter. Okay, so we got the code. Nice. So we can have the explanation as well, and this is for it's referred to 5 seconds. These are the inputs for the audio, and then for this filter complex, we can see this is referring to this BGM, the third input, just 5% of the original volume. And then for this part, we can see this is the explanation. We're going to mix the audio tracks and trims to shortest, and this is the audio output name. Okay, and this is for scaling. All right, for the ratio, for the image, and we call it. This is the video output. All right, this is a duration, and then this is the frame rate, which is this. All right, and this is the output name. We can actually go to Docker, copy this, and go to Docker, and try to test it first. And then, for example, we can actually paste it here. We can go to Docker, containers, and then we can go to this, and then execute, and just try to paste it here. And then we can see that there's a file name called output.mp4 already exists. Are we going to overwrite it? And if we don't want to answer this question every single time, we can actually add a command. So for example, we can also ask ChatGPT to do this for me. For example, please also add one more thing. Always overwrites the output file. Let's see. We are waiting for the FFmpeg code. So we can see it's for adding this -y at the beginning of this command, this one. So it's automatically answering yes to override the prompt, and so this file will be replaced if it exists. So we can just copy this, go back to our n8n workflow, and then expression enlarge, paste it. Remember to enable this execute once test step. It's done. Then we are going to click this. We can see this is the output. We can click view.
The old mansion had been abandoned for decades, its grandeur and beauty slowly being
Great. So this is it. All right, so that's it for the tutorial today. Now you have learned how to use ChatGPT or Ask AI here to generate JavaScript in this code node, and also generate this shell command, and also FFmpeg code. And that's how actually we can build n8n workflows in this nodes that needs code without knowing how to code at all. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'll see you in our next one.